Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, on the Ryan Awesome Show, I'll be talking about WWE Hell in the Cell. Now, this show, I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a great show. It wasn't an awesome show. It was an okay show. It was an okay show. You had matches on here that didn't even belong on the card. You had matches that were important, and you had other matches that didn't even belong on the card that wasn't important. So we had Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns in the I Quit match. That was in the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, this match should have been the main event. I believe that this match should have been the main event. It should have been the last thing that we saw on this show. But they kicked off the show with this match. This was the most important match on the show. This match and the Bayley and Sasha Banks match. These are the most important matches on the show. And so, like the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso situation, you had Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. You know, he turned heel. He became the tribal chief, and they you know, they brought their family into it. They brought the Usos in it. Roman Reigns saying, "I'm the leader of this family. I'm the tribal chief. I sit at the head of the table," and stuff like that. And they brought the title on the line. I think the story was more important than the title, the I Quit match. But this was an awesome match though. I think they should have ended the show with this match because the ending, what happened, you had Jimmy Uso get involved, and you had Jey Uso quit. And then after the match, you had Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans out there. They were embracing Roman Reigns. They put like this necklace over him, crowning him as the tribal chief. So yeah, that should have been the last thing we saw on this show. Not the Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton stuff. I think that should have started the show, I guess. It should have started the show, and we had this in the show. We had the Jey Uso and Roman Reigns in the show. So you had Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. You had Elias versus Jeff Hardy. This match never should have even been on the show. You should have saved that for Monday Night Raw. You had Otis versus Miz. That didn't belong on the show either. You had Sasha Banks and Bayley, which belonged on the show. And then you had Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack for the United States Championship. Again, wasn't important. And you had Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. This show should have started the show. And so first we started off the show with Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, and this was for the WWE Universal Championship. This, as I said before, this was a great match to start off the show. Well, should have ended the show. This was a great match. I love the intensity. I love the back and forth. I love the acting in this too. And so we had Paul Heyman on a pre-show discussing the stipulation if Jey Uso would have quit. If Jey Uso would have quit this match, then he had to become a servant of Roman Reigns. And so Paul, he basically said if Jey quits, he has to do whatever Roman Reigns tells him to do. And so we started off the match with a lot of trash talking from the both of them. And we started off the show, not the show, we started off the match with trash talking, and then we turned it into a collar and elbow, into a headlock. We had a shoulder tackle to Uso from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns delivers his corner clothesline to Uso. And Uso fights back and gives Roman Reigns the enziguri. And he gives him a kick to the stomach. And then he knocks Roman Reigns out of the ring. He goes for a tope suicida, landed on Reigns. And he brings Reigns right back into the ring. And he clothesline Reigns over the outside of the ring again. And it delivers another tope suicida. And so this is when Jey Uso, he takes control of the match. He slammed Roman Reigns into the cell. He again trash talked Roman Reigns. He was cussing up a storm. Jey Uso was. They had to bleep it out. The first time he cussed, They didn't bleep it out. They bleeped it out at the last minute. And so yeah, Jey Uso, he was cussing, you know, telling Roman Reigns, "You ain't sh." And then we had a spear. We had a spear to Jey Uso. I'm getting these two mixed up. Jey Uso. We had a spear, the first spear to Jey Uso, and again, the referee was asking Jey, "Do you want to quit?" He said no. And then we had a drop kick to Reigns while Reigns was looking for something under the ring. And then Reigns, he delivers another spear to Jey Uso. And Roman Reigns, he was begging Jey to quit. He was begging him to quit. Please quit. Quit. I don't want to do this to you. Quit. 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 And so Reigns, he tried to go for the spear again. And Uso counters with a kick. He counters with a kick. Down goes Reigns. And then we have a Uso splash to Roman Reigns. And again, pinfalls don't count. And so the referee was asking Roman Reigns, "Do you quit, Reigns? Do you quit, Roman?" And then Roman, he says, "The head of the table never quits." So that's a no. He's not quitting. And so Jey, he goes out of the ring and he gets a strap. And he hits Roman Reigns with the strap over and over again. I think the last time he hit it with him, the last strike that he hit him with that strap, it fired up Roman Reigns. And then Reigns, he delivers another spear to Jey Uso. And so right after that spear, man, after that spear that Jey took, he was like, "I can't breathe." Like the spear knocked the wind out of him, that he couldn't breathe. And so again, the referee was asking Jey, "Do you quit? Do you quit?" He said no. And so Reigns takes the strap that Jey hit him with. Reigns grabs the strap. And then he said, "You wanna whip me?" He said, "You wanna whip me? I do the whipping around here." That's what Reigns said. He said, "I do the whipping around here." And so Reigns, he hits Jey with the strap over and over and over again. And then at one point the straps were attached to their wrist. And so they were going back and forth, strike for strike. And then Uso, he takes control of the match again by choking Reigns with the strap. So yeah, he chokes Roman Reigns with the strap. And he tries to hit Roman Reigns with a chair. And so, yeah, he tried to hit Roman Reigns with the chair. Reigns countered with a Superman punch. And then he turned that Superman punch into that guillotine choke that he'd been using. So that's his new finishing move. Guillotine choke to Uso. And again, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, he was out there too. He was begging Jey to quit. Quit, man, quit. That's all you have to do is quit. And so, yeah, the referee even telling Jey to quit. I'm like, man, quit, man. That's all you have to do is quit. That's all you have to say is, "I quit." It's not that difficult. And so, Roman Reigns, he was getting irritated. All that punishment that he put him through in this match, Reigns was getting irritated that this guy is not quitting. And he was like, "Man, if you don't quit, if you do not quit, man, I'm going to take this to the new level. I'm going to take this to the next level. And I don't want to do this, man. I don't want to do this. All you have to do is quit. Please quit. Quit." And so Jey, again, still not quitting. And so Roman Reigns, he hits his drop kick. And then ref again, asking and begging Jey to quit. He's still not quitting. He's not responding. And so Reigns, he gets upset. He starts pounding on this guy, pounding on Jey Uso over and over and again, throwing punches and stuff like that. And then Reigns, he grabs the steel steps. He put it on Uso. He put it right between his face, on his face rather. And then he delivers the drive-by kick to Jey Uso with the steps. And so the referee, he tried to stop the match. And Reigns, he stops him. He's like, "No, you ain't about to end this match. You ain't about to end this match. I want him to say I quit. I don't want you to end this match." And so referee tried to Call it off. Reigns said, Reigns just threw this referee out of the ring. Like, you ain't about to call nothing. And so, yeah, he throws him out of the ring. And then another ref foolishly try to get in the ring and try to stop Roman Reigns. Like, why would you try to get in the ring and stop a guy twice your size? And the referee was smart enough to get out of the ring. So, yeah, the referee got out of the ring. And you had officials coming out there trying to stop Roman Reigns from beating up Jey Uso. And Reigns, he brings, he gets that steel step that he used earlier. He rolls outside the ring and gets the steel steps. He throws it into the ring, and he puts the steps on top of his neck, on top of Jay's neck. And he was, again, trash talking him, saying, man, quit. I want you to quit. And so Jimmy Uso, he comes out. He comes out to the ring, and he covers, like he's covering Jey Uso. He's trying to stop Roman Reigns from attacking him. And so Jimmy, he tries to, Jimmy, he's crying. And, he was trying to talk sense into Roman Reigns. He was like, come on, man, this is not you. What are you doing? It's not you. And so he was crying. And at one point, Roman Reigns was crying. And he was like, I don't, like, dude, this is not you. Whatever problems we have in this family, we could work this out together because we're a family. And so, yeah, Reigns, he was crying. He was like, man, I don't know what I've become. What have I done? I don't know what I've become. And so, yeah, Jimmy, Reigns, they were both crying. Jimmy was like, I love you, man. I love you. I love you. And so, yeah, we family, man. I love you. And so he extends his hands, try to shake his hand. They shook hands. And then Roman Reigns put this dude in a guillotine choke. He put Jimmy in a guillotine choke and choking him out. And so, Jay was knocked out. And he woke back up. He tried to stop Roman Reigns. He's like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And so he just yells, I quit. Because he didn't want Jimmy to get hurt because he's already hurt. He got a bum knee. And so Jay, he was like, man, yeah, I quit. Without even being put in that chokehold. He was yelling, I quit for the sake of his brother. And so, yeah, that was the end of the match. And so Roman Reigns wins and retains the Universal Championship. And now Jey Uso is a servant to Roman Reigns. He got to do whatever Roman Reigns tells him to do. And, yeah, whether he likes it or not, he has to do whatever Roman Reigns tells him to do. If he don't, he out of the family. And so, yeah, this is a great match. This is a great match, great ending. Oh, yeah, and then after that, you had Alpha and Sika. Sika, who is Roman Reigns' dad, and Alpha is his uncle. So you had the Wild Samoans out there. They were on the stage, and they were congratulating Roman Reigns. They were on the stage. They were congratulating Roman Reigns. They were crowning him as the tribal chief. They had the necklace. They put it over Roman Reigns. They were hugging each other. Roman Reigns holds his Universal Championship up high. And that was the end of the match. That should have been the end of the show because that was a great visual. And so, yeah, I'm loving Roman Reigns now, man. I was never a Roman Reigns fan because the way that he was booked, he was shoved down our throat so much. We wanted this dude to turn heel, and it took them 5 years later to turn this dude into a bad guy. And now he's doing the best work ever. Roman Reigns has looked better now than he did freaking 5 years ago. So, yeah. I wanted to know, like, what exactly would it have been like if it was in front of fans? This Roman Reigns stuff. Heel turn, going after Jimmy Uso, being crowned as the tribal chief. So, yeah, man, this is a great match. And like I said before, this should have ended the show. But it didn't. And so, yeah. Yep, that was the end. That was the end of it. And so next, we went from one great match, into another match that didn't even belong on the show. So we went from this match, we went from Roman Reigns and Jey Uso to Elias and Jeff Hardy. This match did not need to be on the show. This is a waste of time. It was a waste of our time. This match did not need to be on the show. for Hell in a Cell. You should have saved this for Monday Night Raw. You should have saved this for Monday Night Raw. And so, and yeah, oh yeah, another thing, the ending wasn't. So what was the point of booking the match to get that ending? That's why I say it's a waste of time, because you had a DQ finish. You had a DQ finish. So what was the point of booking the match if that was gonna be the outcome of it? And so first you had Elias comes out and he does his usual stuff. You know, who wants to walk with Elias, playing his guitar and stuff like that. Talking about Jeff Hardy. He says WWE stands for Walk with Elias. And he said something about Jeff Hardy DUI. And so he brought up his past demons. And so, yeah, this match, there really wasn't much to it. But, yeah, they started out the match with a collar and elbow. Jeff Hardy delivers the atomic drop to Elias. And he turns it into a snap-wearing neck breaker to Elias. Elias kicks out at 2. And then Elias gets out of the ring. And he slams Hardy into the barricade. Hardy slams him back. Right after Hardy got slammed into the barricade, he slammed Elias right back into the barricade. And so they went back into the ring. And then Elias, he rolls out of the ring. Again, tries to, Hardy, he tries to dive onto Elias while he was laying on the barricade. Elias moves out of the way. And Jeff Hardy crashes into the barricade. And Hardy, he tried to go for the twist of fate. Elias blocks. And then Elias, he goes for his electric chair powerbomb to Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy kicks out at 2. And then Hardy, he goes for the whisper in the wind to Elias. Elias kicks out at 2. And then Hardy hits a twist of fate to Elias. And then he tries to go for the swanton bomb. And then Elias, he rolls out to the ring. He rolls out from the ring into the apron. Hardy tries to deliver the swanton bomb to the apron. And so Elias, he moves from the apron to the ground. And so Hardy, he tried to deliver it to the ground. And so he got back down. He got back down from the top and just followed Elias. And so Elias, he tries to hit Jeff Hardy with his guitar. And so Jeff Hardy saw the guitar, and so he stopped him. He stopped him from hitting him with the guitar. And so Jeff Hardy, he grabs the guitar and hits Elias with it, and he got disqualified. And so Elias wins by DQ. Jeff Hardy loses. And I want to say, what was the point of having this match if that was going to be the ending of the match? So yeah, this was a waste of time. This match did not need to happen on the show. That's all I got to say about that. This match did not need to be on the show. And then we had, right after this, we had Kayla Braxton interviewing Otis and Tucker. Well, she interviewed Otis. Tucker was with him. And so she asked him about, what's your frame of mind on going into this match with The Miz? And Otis said he was real angry. He was real angry at The Miz. And that's it. Everything else, I didn't even understand what he said. But he said that he's angry with The Miz. And so right after this, we had Otis versus The Miz for the Money in the Bank contract. This match didn't need to happen either. All this unimportant matches on this show did not need to happen. And so Otis, he comes out with new music. So yeah, this is the month where WWE changed everybody's music. They changed Keith Lee music. They changed Lars Sullivan theme music. They are changing everybody's theme music left and right. And now Otis. And so Otis, he comes out with Tucker with new music. And Otis, to start off the match, Otis, he goes for his corner shots for The Miz. He kept throwing punches at The Miz in the corner. And then he throws him across the ring. And John Morrison tries to get involved. John Morrison gets on the apron. And he's trying to stop Otis. And so, yeah, Otis gets distracted and Miz hit his signature DDT. And so, Otis. Oh yeah, one thing I was paying attention to Tucker. Like, the first time John Morrison, he got involved in this, you would think that Tucker would go after John Morrison for getting involved, but he didn't. Tucker didn't do anything. And so, yeah, while Otis was, while the Miz was working on Otis he was leaning on the ropes, and then John Morrison gets a cheap shot to Otis again, so he gets involved again in this match by hitting Otis. And so I was like, man, why Tucker not doing anything about it? And so I thought about it. I was like, man, are they about to tear? Are they trying to turn Otis? No, they not turn Otis. Are they trying to turn Tucker? Are they trying to break up Heavy Machinery? And I was like, oh man, yep, they are. They are. Knowing these people, they will break up the tag teams. So yeah. So Morrison, he hits the elbow to Otis, and then yeah, right after that, the Miz, he goes for his it kicks, and then he goes for his running clothesline, and then Miz gives Otis a big boot, and then Miz chops Otis. He chops Otis, fires him up. Otis fights back, shoulder tackle to Miz, and then he hit a flapjack, and he goes for his caterpillar. He goes for this caterpillar elbow drop, and then Morrison, he pulls the Miz out of the ring, and so he pulls him out of the ring, and then Morrison, he tried to get involved again for the fourth time, I guess, and he tried to get involved this time by hitting Otis with the briefcase, and so the referee saw it. The referee saw him trying to hit Otis with the briefcase, and so the referee ejected John Morrison from ringside. And so, yeah, again, I was like, man, Tucker, why is Tucker not going after this guy? Why is he not trying to beat him up? And so, yeah, the referee throws Morrison out, and Otis, he delivers a discus clothesline to the Miz. Miz kicks out at 2. And then Miz, he try to run away. He trying to get out of the ring. He's trying to crawl out of the ring by grabbing the apron. And so Otis, he stops him. He tries to stop him by grabbing his legs, trying to pull him back into the ring, and then Miz kicks him. Miz kicks him into the rope, and then out of nowhere, Tucker, who had the briefcase, just bashed Otis with the briefcase. He bashed Otis with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then right after that, the Miz looked at Tucker. He was shocked that he blasted his best friend with the briefcase. And so Miz, he covers Otis for the 1, 2, 3. The Miz wins, and the Miz is the new Mr. Money in the Bank. And so Heavy Machinery is no more. Heavy Machinery is dead. They're broken up. I say, why? Why would you break them up? The money in them were together. They would do nothing as singles. Nothing. Like, I don't understand these people. I don't understand why they always break up tag teams. I don't know how many tag teams they broke up from NXT. You had American Alpha and all these other people they broke up. They are known for breaking up tag teams. And you don't even have a tag team division on Raw or SmackDown. You had one legit tag team and you broke them up. For what? And so, yeah, Tucker is a heel now. And Otis, I guess that's why he got new theme music. Because they were going to break up Tucker and Otis. Another team, another talent that's ruined on the main roster from NXT. And so, yeah, this match did not need to happen. I didn't like it. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like them breaking up. They never should have broke up. But I guess, I don't know, man. They did not need to break them up. But right after this, we had Kayla Braxton. She interviews the Miz and Morrison. They were celebrating. Miz was celebrating, saying that he was the new Mr. Money in the Bank, and that, the Money in the Bank briefcase is not a prop. It's a golden ticket to success. And then Tucker comes out of nowhere. And Tucker comes out of nowhere. He talks. He was saying, I carried the load of Heavy Machinery. It's always been about Otis. I'm the one that always had his back. And he was saying Otis is nothing without me. He's nothing without me. He can't even tie his shoes without me. And he was saying that he was the one that boosted up his confidence. He was the one that boosted up Otis's confidence. confidence. And where did they get him? He was saying that he was the one that set him up on a date with Mandy Rose. He got, he set him up on a date with Mandy Rose. And then Otis comes out of nowhere and attacks Miz, Morrison, and Tucker. So yeah, that was the end of that. And so I don't know what they do with these two. They're gonna have them feud, but nobody ain't gonna care, dude. Nobody's not gonna care because you broke them up. You broke up a tag team. You broke up a tag team that should have been tag team champions. You broke up a tag team that had so much promise in the tag team division. You broke them up. Why they haven't even been NXT tag team champions? They haven't been NXT tag team champions. They've never been SmackDown tag team champions. And they for damn sure ain't gonna be no Raw tag team champions because you broke them up. Like why stop breaking up tag teams? That's what a lot of people are saying, and that's what I'm gonna say. WWE do not care about tag team wrestling. They do not. Why is AEW getting everything right and WWE can't get nothing right with their tag team division? Why? But you know what? I'm gonna just save this for another time, bro. I'm gonna save this for another time because this stuff got me heated. I did not like the ending of that match. And so next, we get into the good part. We have Sasha Banks versus Bayley in a Hell in a Cell match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This is a great match. And so we have Bayley. She comes out to the ring with a chair, and it has writing on it. It has X. It has the X in the middle of the chair, an X mark in the middle of the chair, and we had 1 and O on the top of the chair. And so, yeah, Bayley comes out to the ring with it, and then when the match was about to start, when the cell was being lowered down, Sasha, she kicks the chair that Bayley had. She kicks it out of her hand, and the chair went out of the cell. So the chair wasn't in the cell. She kicks it out. And so we had, they were going back and forth. Sasha Banks, she delivered a head scissor, and she turned it into a bank statement. And then Bayley, she bites her way out of it. So she bites Sasha Banks' hand to get out of the bank statement. And so while Bayley was outside of the ring, Sasha, she goes for a sliding drop kick. And then Bayley, she blocks it. She blocks the drop kick that Sasha delivered, and she just drives Bayley into the cell. She throws her into the cell. And so Bayley, she gets a kendo stick, tries to hit Banks with it. Banks throws the kendo stick out of the ring, through the cell holes, through the cage holes. And so when she threw it, man, that thing almost hit Michael Cole. That's all I gotta say. It almost hit Michael Cole. And so Sasha, she drives Bayley into the cell with the table. Yeah, they brought a table out, and she used the table to drive Bayley into the cell, pin her up to the cell. And so Banks, she runs up on the table that she drove Bayley with. She runs up the table and delivers a Meteora to Bayley. And so, yeah, she delivers a Meteora to Bayley, and then Banks delivers another Meteora to Bayley. And so, yeah, Banks, she delivered, it was a Meteora city for Sasha Banks. She kept delivering Meteoras after Meteoras after Meteoras. So she delivers another one from the ring apron. And so when she delivered that one from the ring apron, she took a nasty fall. Looked like she landed on her tailbone when she landed. But yeah, Sasha. So right after that, we had Sasha putting kendo sticks into the steel steps, through the holes of the steel steps, to keep them propped up. And so she tries to go for a suplex. She tried to suplex Bayley onto those propped up kendo sticks. And so Bayley, she blocks it, and she drops Sasha Banks into a drop toe hold. She dropped toe hold Banks into the kendo sticks, and then she landed right on her neck. So she went crashing through the kendo sticks on her neck. And then right after that, Bayley, she goes for a wheelbarrow throw to Banks into the kendo sticks again on her neck. And so This entire time, Bayley, she was targeting the neck, went for a neck breaker, and so Sasha Banks, she fights back. She delivers a sunset flip from the apron into the cell. So she went from right after she hit the sunset flip from the ring apron. So right after she hit the sunset flip from the ring apron, she went right through the cell. She went right on the cell. She landed on this into the cell. And so Banks covers her, kicks out at 2. Bayley kicks out at 2. And then we had Bayley deliver a sunset flip to Banks into a chair that she set up in the ring earlier. That Bayley sat up in the ring, like on the turnbuckle pad. And so she delivers that sunset flip, and Banks, she hit that chair hard, man. The back of her head hit that chair really hard. You heard it, man. And so Bayley, she goes for an elbow drop, and she delivers the elbow drop, and Banks kicks out at 2. And then Banks, she goes for a bank statement. And Bayley escapes again. So Bayley hits Banks with a kendo stick while Banks was struck under the apron. So yeah, so Sasha Banks, she was tied up onto the apron, and so Bayley, she had the kendo stick, and she kept hitting Sasha with the kendo stick over and over and over again. And so Bayley, she right after that, she got 2 kendo sticks. She got 2 kendo sticks, and she had a duct tape. She had duct tape, and she was taping them together. And she tried to get them to, I guess, stand up. Get it to stand up, stick together or something like that. And it didn't go well. It didn't go as she planned. And so right after that, Sasha Banks, she had a fire extinguisher, and she sprays Bayley with the fire extinguisher right into Bayley's eyes. And so Bayley goes for a chair. She tried to go for a chair again. And then Sasha, she just wails on Bayley, pounding her, throwing punches at her, and then throwing her into the cell. And then she hits a meteora again. She hits a meteora to Bayley in the corner of the cell. So yeah, Banks hits Bayley with the kendo stick over and over and over again. And then she delivers the frog splash to Bayley. And then Bayley, she uses a chair to block it. So yeah, she hurt herself by using the chair to block the frog splash that Sasha delivered. And so yeah, they both hurt. Bayley delivers her face buster finisher to Banks outside of the ring. And then she brings her back into the ring, covers her, kicks out at 2. And then Bayley, she brings out a ladder from under the ring. She sets it up on 2 chairs to get it to stand up. Not stand up, but lean. And then Bayley, she gets a spray paint. She brings spray paint from under the ring. And she sprayed with black spray paint. And so she starts spraying Sasha with the spray paint. She spray painted an X on her body to signifying that X marks the spot. And she had the chair that had the X on the chair. And so she goes for her elbow. She put the chair on her elbow, delivered the elbow drop to Sasha on the ladder. Sasha moved out of the way. Bayley goes crashing into the ladder. And then Sasha, she hits Bayley with the belly to belly on a ladder to Bayley. And Bayley kicks out at 2. And then Bayley delivers the belly to belly, or a belly to Bayley, to Sasha Banks. Banks kicks out at 2. And then Bayley, she uses her chair on Banks. So she starts hitting Banks with the chair. And so Banks, right at the end of this match, we had Banks using the chair, Bayley chair, for the bank statement. And so she puts her head and neck area on the chair. And she locks in the bank statement. And she stomps on the chair. She stomps on the chair to get Bayley to submit. And so Bayley, she taps out, and Sasha Banks wins. She wins the SmackDown Women's Championship, the only championship that she never held. And so, yeah, Bayley taps out. Sasha Banks wins and is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. This was a great match. This was a great match. Great, great, great match. And so, yeah, Sasha is the new women's champion. I hope she has a fruitful championship reign. Hopefully she does, because all the championships that she held, the Raw Women's Championship, the championship reign didn't last long. She held it for like 30 days each. So I hope she has a fruitful championship run. And the question is, what's next? What's next for Sasha Banks? What's next for Bayley? And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's good not to know. But, yeah, just like I said, I don't know. This is a great match. They both did a great job. Sasha and Bayley both did a great job in this match. And so, right after this match, we had Charlie Caruso interviewing the Hurt Business. And they were talking about Retribution challenging them to a match or something like that. One of them to a match for the United States Championship. I didn't watch the pre-show, but I heard that Mustafa Ali challenged one of the Hurt Business. Got one of his guys to challenge one of the Hurt Business. And, oh yeah, another thing that happened on the show, R-Truth won a 24/7 championship match. Like, y'all care. Y'all don't care. I don't care either. But anyway, they said that Bobby Lashley was going to defend the championship against Slapjack of Retribution. And so we had Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack for the United States Championship. Just like the Jeff Hardy and Elias match. This match was a waste of time. Retribution sucks. They do. They buried these guys. They killed them. They had these dudes lose. I don't even think they won a match yet. And you gonna have them lose? They had a match on Monday Night Raw with the Hurt Business, and T-Bar lost. T-Bar tapped out to the Hurt Lock. And so I was like, man, dude, the result gonna always be the same. They're gonna lose. Like you hyped these dudes up. You got these guys destroying property from WWE, and you gonna have them lose. Like, you're not gonna make them into a major threat. Like, if you want to make them a major threat, shouldn't they win? I don't get these people. People that book this show, who book Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, they do not know what they're doing. They don't. So yeah, we had Bobby Lashley, the United States Champion, versus Slapjack of Retribution. We had Bobby Lashley go for his elevated suplex to Slapjack. And then we had Slapjack delivering a cannonball to Lashley. And he goes for a cover to Lashley. Lashley was under the rope, so the referee didn't count. And then we had a spinning DDT to Lashley, overhead suplex to Slapjack. And then Lashley delivers his one-handed spine buster to Slapjack. And then Bobby Lashley delivers the Hurt Lock. He locks in the Hurt Lock, and Slapjack loses. He taps out. So Lashley wins and retains the United States Championship. And right after that, on Retribution, they attack Bobby Lashley. They attack Bobby Lashley. I don't understand what took the Hurt Business so long to come out and help Bobby Lashley. But they came out as soon as Bobby Lashley was fighting back. And so, yeah, the rest of Retribution, they were out there. Mustafa Ali was out there. And Lashley was fighting back. They were fighting each other, and that was it. When the Hurt Business came out, they left. They got out of the ring. I don't understand what was the point of having this, if that was going to happen. And so right after that, we went to the main event. Which should have started off the show. We had Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And so, right during Drew McIntyre's entrance, Randy Orton, he disguised himself as one of the crew members. And so he tries to attack McIntyre from behind, and McIntyre saw him. And so they were fighting outside of the ring. The match didn't even start. So they were fighting outside of the ring into the commentary table. And then they fought right back into the ring. The match started. Randy Orton tried to go for a quick RKO. Drew McIntyre blocks it and throws Randy Orton outside of the ring. And so they were driving, or he was driving Orton through the cell, throwing him into the cell. McIntyre hits Orton with a chair, and then he hits him with steel steps. And he was trash talking Orton, saying, "You chose this match. You chose this match. This is all on you. You chose this match." And then McIntyre, he tries to throw steps at Orton, and then Orton moves out of the way. And then McIntyre, he tries to go for the Claymore kick. Orton moves out of the way and hits McIntyre's leg with a chair. So that's when Orton started to take control of the match. And so Orton, he was targeting Drew McIntyre's throat. So he started off with the leg, and now he went for the throat. And so he uses the rope to target McIntyre's throat. And then he stomps on McIntyre's neck. And then he was smearing McIntyre's face into the cell, covering up his eyes with the clothing that he had on earlier. And then he hits a thumb to the eye. And then Orton throws McIntyre into standing steel steps. And he sets up a table. McIntyre fights back. Orton goes for his backbreaker, his signature backbreaker. And then McIntyre fights back, delivers 2 belly-to-belly suplexes to Orton. And then he delivers a belly-to-belly suplex to Orton on that table that was set up earlier outside of the ring. And so Orton, he goes through the table. And then we had Orton using the rope to low blow McIntyre. So McIntyre, he was getting back into the ring, and then Orton kicks the rope to low blow Drew McIntyre. And then he goes for his signature DDT, and then McIntyre kicks out at 1. And I was like, what? Like why was this dude kicking out at 1? After all that, you got low blow, and then you get DDT and you kick out at 1. I didn't understand that part. And so Orton, he brings out bolt cutters from the ring, from under the ring. He bring out bolt cutters. This was stupid. Like, why would you have bolt cutters inside of the ring? Like, the referee should have that stuff. It should be outside of the ring. And so Orton had the bolt cutters from under the ring, and he gets himself out. The point of the Hell in a Cell is to keep you in. Is to keep you in the Hell in a Cell. And they had bolt cutters in, like, under the ring. So yeah, that was really stupid. And so yeah, he uses the bolt cutters to cut off the chain. He cuts the chain off, and then he walks away. He tries to walk away from the match. McIntyre follows him and stops him. And then they're fighting again. And so Orton, he fights back, throws McIntyre into the cell. And then Orton, he looks up into the sky, and he starts climbing the cell. And he goes to the top. And referees were begging McIntyre not to climb the top. And he climbed the top. And so now they're both at the top. And Orton, he grabs a steel pipe, a red steel pipe. And he tries to swing it at McIntyre. He missed. And so they were fighting. And then Orton goes after the leg again. And then Orton, he tries to run away by climbing down. And then McIntyre follows him. And so now they're on the cell. They're hanging from the cell, and they're fighting from the cell. And I was like, when I saw this, I was like, man, I already know how this is gonna end. Either one of them gonna fall through the commentary table, or both of them gonna fall through the commentary table. Because the commentary table is right in front of them where they were hanging at. And so yeah, I was like, man, I already know where this is going. Like, they're not fooling nobody. And so Orton, he knocks McIntyre off the cell, and then he goes through the table. He goes through the table, and they piped in crowd. They piped in a crowd saying, holy shit, holy shit. The holy bleep chants. And so I was like, man, this is not even natural, man. Piped in crowds? You call that natural? And so yeah, it wasn't special. It wasn't special. Like, dude, we seen dudes go through table all the time. And so yeah, McIntyre, he goes through the table, and he coughs up blood, and he crawls, writhed in pain while crawling back into the cell. And so yeah, Randy Orton, he helps him back into the ring, and then he tries to go for his RKO. And then McIntyre counters it. After going through all that, he counters it with a backslide. The same move that he beat Orton with the last time they fought. And so Orton, he kicks out at 2. And then Drew McIntyre, he hits a Claymore kick. He hits a Claymore kick to Randy Orton. And Randy Orton rolls out of the ring. And so McIntyre, he slowly, he picks up Orton from the ring, out of the ring, into the ring. And he tries to go for the Claymore again. And then Orton moves out of the way and hits the RKO. So Drew McIntyre, he goes for the Claymore kick. Randy Orton moves out of the way and delivers the RKO for the 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton wins and is the new WWE champion, and he is a 14-time WWE champion. And so yeah, that was the end of the match, and that was the end of the show. And just like what I said before, I think the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso match should have main evented this show, because this match was way too long. It was too long, and it was like, I was like, man, when is this match gonna end? And so yeah, this should have started off the show. And so yeah, and another thing, this was a must-win for Orton. Orton had to win this match because he lost the first time. I think he lost that Payback. And yeah, the first time they met, I forget what pay-per-view it was. So he lost the first time, and he lost in that ambulance match. And he couldn't lose again. And Orton, he asked for that ambulance match, and he lost. And then he asked for the Hell in a Cell match. And if he would have lost, I would have said, man, like, yeah, even though he didn't deserve any championship matches then, like, if he would have lost again, I was like, man, this dude should not be going after the WWE Championship. Because this dude should have won it the first time he fought Drew McIntyre. But yeah, this is a must-win for Orton. What they do next with it, with Orton as WWE Champion, I don't know. But this wasn't a bad show. You had stuff on this show that didn't make any sense. You had stuff on this show that didn't make any sense. But you did have some great matches on this show. You had Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. You had Sasha and Bayley. And that was it. That was only the great matches on this show that you got. Everything else sucked. Everything else sucked, man. But yeah, anyway, that was the end of Hell in a Cell. The Hell in a Cell review on The Ryan Awesome Show. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And that's been the Hell in a Cell review on The Ryan Awesome Show. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's that.